Welcome back to my channel. This is Razi Maurya and here I come with new topic which is the subtraction of integers. Subtraction of integers. And here we shall discuss about the solution of some problem which is based on this topic. Okay? Before starting the topic, let me explain some properties which satisfied by the subtraction by the integer under subtraction as we have studied in our previous video in which I explained some properties that is followed by the integers on addition. Okay, so it is not necessary that the integers also satisfy the all properties as in the case of addition. Okay, but here let's see what happens if we want to satisfy these properties on here. So our first property is the closure properties. In the closure property, if we take any two integers like 2 and minus 4, we have two integers 2 and minus 4, and if we write 2 minus 4, then in this case we get 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. And here 6 is again an integer, which means that closure property is satisfied by the integers under subtraction. Okay, here we can see that if we take any two integer and if we solve them, then we get a new number which is also an integer, which means that integer satisfied closure property under subtraction. And the next is commutative property. Commutative property. So here let's take two numbers 2 and minus 4, and if we subtract them in the first case we get 2 minus 4, and this is equal to 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. But if we change the place of the digit like this minus 4 minus 2, then this will give us minus 4 minus 2 is equal to minus 6. So here we can see that 6 is not equal to minus 6. That means that commutative property is not defined by the integer under subtraction. Okay, students? I hope it is clear. Here you can see that when we change the place of the integers, then we have here their value or their result are not equal, which means that commutative property not satisfied by the integers under subtraction. Okay, and the next is the third, which is called associative property. The third is associative property. In order to prove the associative property, we need at least three numbers or three integers. So we take 2, minus 4 and 5. Here we have three integers and we arrange them in a order like this. 2 minus 4 in the bracket and minus 5, and this will give us 2 plus 4 minus 5, and this is equal to 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. In the other case, we see that 2 minus 4 minus 5, and this is equal to 2 minus 4 minus 9 is equal to minus 9, and here we get 2 plus 9 is equal to 11. So in the case of associative property, we can see that the result of the both conditions are not same, which means that integers does not satisfy, integer don't satisfy associative property under subtraction. Okay, and the next is identity property. In the identity property, we know that 0 is the identity element. So if we subtract 0 from 5, in this case we get 5. But if we subtract 5 from 0, then here we get minus 5, which is also not equal, which means that identity property also not satisfied by the integer under subtraction. So here we have seen all the four properties, whatever we have proved in the case of addition, where all these properties are satisfied by the integers. But here in the case of subtraction, we have seen that except closure property, all the three properties don't satisfy, sorry, by the integers under subtraction. So here we can say that except closure property, commutative property, associative property and identity property do not satisfy by the integer under subtraction. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone, and now let's see the questions from the exercise which is based on the subtraction of integers. Subtract 32 from subtract 32 from minus 260. Here we have to subtract 32 from 260. Okay, so just try to understand what does the question want to say. Question says that just subtract 32 from minus 260. Here the meaning of this sentence is that minus 260 is greater than 32. Therefore question is saying that subtract 32 from 260. Okay, so here in the solution we write minus 260, and this is the minus which comes from formula of the subtraction, and here we write 32. So when we solve it, here we can see that the both numbers have the same sign, and if the both numbers have the same sign, either it may be positive or negative, they become added. But if they have different sign, either they are positive and other have negative, then it will always subtract. So here we can see that both numbers have the negative sign, which means that they will be added on operating. So when we solve this, we get minus 292 as a result. Okay, here we add two negative numbers, therefore the result will also be negative. Okay, so if we add two positive number, we obviously get positive number, and if we add two negative number, the result will also be negative number. So I hope this solution is clear to all. In this solution, before we see the question, we have that subtract 32 from minus 260, which means that we have to subtract 32 from minus 260. So as following the instruction, I just wrote this line, and when we wrote this line, we have seen that the both numbers having the same sign, therefore they have added, and here we get our required result. Okay students, so I hope you get the solution easily. Now let's see our one more question. The second question is subtract minus 30 from 56. Minus 30 from 56. This is the question. This question is slightly different from the first question. So here, in order to solve the question, first of all we have to see what does the question say and what is the meaning of the sentence. So here we can see that the question says that subtract minus 30 from 56. So, in order to solve this question, first of all we write here minus, sorry, first of all we write 56 and we give here minus, which means that here we are subtracting, and what we are subtracting? Minus 30. And this is equal to 56 minus and minus become equal to plus, and this is 30. And here we can see that at finally the both number have the positive sign, which means that both number are positive. So as in the previous question we seen that both number are negative and therefore they became added. Similarly here we can see that both number have the same sign, therefore they will be also added. And when we add them we get 86 as a result with the sign of plus. And here we need not to write the sign of plus because generally the positive number are written without any sign. So I hope you get the solution of the second question also. And yet if you have any doubt or any question, then please go to the comment section and mention your doubt. I would like to clear your doubt in the next video. Okay, student. So I hope it is clear. Now let's see one more question from the same question. Here, two questions also. Subtract minus 84 from 0 and subtract 0 from minus 84. There are two questions and the question looks like nearly same, but there is a slightly difference, and the difference is that in the first question we have to subtract minus 84 from 0, and in the second question we have to subtract 0 from minus 84. Okay, so let's see the solution of the first question. Solution of the first question. In the first question, we can write here the question is subtract minus 84 from 0. So first of all, we shall write 0 and here we give the instruction of minus, which represent that we are subtracting, and here we write minus 84. And when we solve it, we get 0 plus 84 because minus and minus get together making plus, and here on solving we get 84 as our result. Okay, so this is the first answer of the first question, and similarly let's say the second part of this question. Here the question is we have to subtract 0 from minus 84. So in order to solve this question, first of all we shall write minus 84 at the first, and here we write 0 like this. Okay, since we know that 0 neither negative integer nor positive integer, so there is no matter what is the sign here. So when we solve it, we get minus 84 and minus 0. And when we subtract minus 84 from 0, we get here minus 84 as a result. Okay, so these are the solution of the question which are based on the subtraction of integers. And I hope that you get the solution easily. So if you have any doubt, then please go to the comment section and comment your doubt. I clear your doubt in my next video, and also I will come in the next video with new question. Till then, goodbye.